And welcome.
We're back.
Third episode. 4.5 months in.
Yes.
It's actually wild when you think of it, right? We're mid-May. Mid-May. That's 5.5 months. Oh, was it? No, what date was it? In January?
It was the 30th of December.
Yeah, so it is. It's 5.5 months in because we are May. No, four. What are we in?
4.5.
Yeah, May. Halfway through May. 5.5 months. No, 4.5. Fuck me. There's some editing to do today. So 4.5 months in.
We are.
That's wild.
It is wild. 1/5 of the way.
Does it feel like a long time?
No, interestingly not. It feels like time's sped up. I don't know if it's just because we're so busy or what that I can attribute that to, but time is flying this year. Absolutely.
Before we get on to how you're feeling and stuff, which is what we're here to talk about, I actually want to touch on what you just said.
Yeah.
It feels like, because it's so busy. It's really busy. And what I see in the news, budget, not great. What I see with other recruitment firms that I know, letting people go.
Yeah.
What I see with a lot of the clients in the big clients, people being there to go left, right, and centre. What I see is lots of candidates applying for jobs, 400 or 500.
Yeah.
But I feel super busy. You are super busy. It looks like Hub is super busy and growing at a phenomenal rate. It looks like members are super busy. There's a disconnect here. I can't work it out. Everything that is not connected, maybe it's me, everything that's not connected directly to me seems to be going wrong, but everyone that I talk to, it seems to be going right. So I don't know, it's weird. Did you feel that?
I made 100%. I was saying that at a dinner last night with a member of ours. Because we're such a diverse group at Cub, we kind of, when one industry's suffering, there's other industries that are doing really well, and it kind of picks up the slack. So we live in this bubble where, typically the people that have the money to spend on us. Yeah, it's a positive bubble, but I think there's definitely some pain out there.
Yeah, there does seem to be. It's good to be in the bubble. You always want to be in the bubble. Even when it bursts, it was good to be in it. You talk about the bubble. Yeah, it's weird. It's just funny because you said like you're so busy and I think I'm so busy, but there's nothing positive out there in the news, which is interesting. Anyway, we digress. Let's go back to Dry Spell Diaries and how. So 4.5 months in, time speeding up. We talked a lot last time about missing it and all that kind of stuff. You're way past that now, right? I'm imagining that it doesn't even enter your mind.
100%.
And I saw you in the gym the other day, and as I said, you look fit, right? Do you feel like your body, like not just your mind, you feel like your body's changed and is responding differently to training? Or talk about the physical sides.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I'm training for the marathon, and I'm running. Well, my training now, I'm hitting pace over distances.
What are you running a K in right now?
I did 20 Ks at 4 minutes 50s today, which was
that's quick.
Pushed. Yeah.
So marathon's 42 Ks, right?
Yeah.
So what's your aim in terms of what do you want to average that? 5.5 or 5?
A dream would be sub 5. So the mate that I did the session with the other day, he's a weapon. I think he did Brisbane in 4:30s or 4:32s or something. And he said based on the run the other day, he reckons in the 4 or 5 months that I've got until September that I could probably get a Mara sub 5 minute split.
That's a lot. That's a pace, right? I mean,
it's tough. I couldn't have done that before, not when I was drinking, like without a doubt.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I reckon if I run sub 5, and I'm not running anywhere like I was last year.
Yeah.
If I did 10 Ks, I'd be cooked. Like even when I did my half Ironman, I would have been cooked.
Yeah.
Like I wanted to do the half Ironman at 5.5. That was my aim, which I think I pretty much did.
Yeah.
And I felt that wasn't fast, but it wasn't slow. It felt like a nice pace. But obviously, you're going double that distance.
Yeah. It's tough.
That's rapid.
Yeah. I've still got a ways to go. Like I was wrecked by the end of that.
So what makes you think you couldn't have done that if you were drinking? Obviously, you couldn't have done it the day after you may have had a drink. But what's the difference? Explain that to me.
I think it's probably psychological.
It's mental
and physical. Yeah. I probably just wouldn't have felt, good enough to have gone out and go, I'm going to shoot for 450s today. The goal was 5s in that run.
Yeah.
And I was with a very experienced mate who's done a few marathons very quickly.
So he was setting the pace?
Well, he was kind of like pushing me.
Bit of bravado going on there too.
Yeah, which was nice. But I don't think I would have even agreed to go and train with him had I been, out the night before.
Well, yeah, it's not so much the out the night before. I'm interested to know whether you feel your body is changed having had that particular substance removed, like 4.5 months in. It's so out of your body now, it's not even funny, right? In what way does it do? Like, I'm trying to work out how to articulate what I want to know. Like,
It's just I mean, for me, the numbers are different. Like, I'm lifting weights that I never would have been able to lift before, or I never got to lifting.
as in heavier, just heavier.
Heavier. I'm training 6-7 days a week, and I don't feel overly fatigued and tired. And I'm training hard. Whereas before, 5 days in a week was kind of like the tops, and then you got one day you're a bit rattled and hungover, and the other day's
Anxious about what happened the night before. Yeah, I still have those days. Sometimes the gym's the best thing. You just don't perform very well. So you're finding it. I guess is life. The routine would have changed, 100%. And is it more? Your routine, I guess, would be more consistent because you don't have to adjust. Because maybe you had too many glasses of wine last night, or maybe it was someone's birthday, or whatever. You're still doing those things, but you're not drinking.
Yeah, and super consistent, like up at the same time every day, in bed at the same time each night.
All right.
And just some less inertia.
That makes sense. Now tell me this, because I know my personality. Does it bore you that it's so consistent?
Yeah, that's
a very honest answer. I wasn't expecting you to say yes. That's really interesting.
Yeah, I'm enjoying the socializing, but there's, I've always enjoyed having a good time. So there is a part of me that's like that would be fun.
So what could you do you reckon because the routine's the same all the time, as much as human beings like routine, we also like to mess it up.
Yeah.
That's kind of the nature of our brains, I think, which I don't understand. Sure. We're not going to get into that. It's too deep. But what do you reckon, if you come up with anything to spice up your life, so let's talk about new things. What new things have you introduced? Other than extra training and heavier weights.
Yeah, no, look, nothing drastically new at this point in time. There's a little initiative that I'm working on that I won't mention today. We'll save it for the next episode.
Work-wise?
Work-wise, that will be.
And is that because you're sharper, do you think?
Well, it's just kind of like, I feel like I've got the mental space and time and capacity. So I thought, it's a media-focused sort of.
We love media here, you know that. You'll have to tell me off the camera.
I will.
Well, that's exciting. And obviously work, as you said, work's super busy. And I think that when I do have periods of not drinking, even short ones, I feel like I cope with problems much quicker.
100%.
Do you think, a friend of ours, Miles, right? You know Miles. He's not drunk for like 4.5 years now, I think. And he says he thinks he's miles ahead of his competition. Are you beginning to get that kind of feeling yourself?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely feel like I've got an edge, more present, more capable of dealing with my problems quicker.
Do you feel superior?
No, not really. Not in my ivory tower.
Not yet. Wait till we get to 8 months. We'll see.
Yeah. But no, and more forward thinking. It's less focusing on what I'm doing day to day and more long-term strategic.
Like doing up your shirt. Yeah. It's more strategic.
Yeah, definitely. I would agree with Miles on that.
Okay, and what about relationships?
Relationships are good. I think my socializing I've dialed back, but it's not for the fact that I'm not drinking. It's more that we've got so much going on now.
I've dialed mine back as well. I am drinking, but I've dialed mine right back for the same reasons.
Do you feel more productive?
I feel so much more. What's the word? Not positive about things. I feel like I can do more. I guess the belief is greater.
That's what I found.
There's no real anxiety over things that perhaps would have made me worry before. I'm not worrying about things anywhere near as much.
100%.
And they don't bother me if they do bother me in any way, it's fleeting as opposed to sticking around.
Super interesting that you said that, because that was one of the first really positive changes I found. It was almost like a self-esteem thing.
Yeah,
like my self-esteem immediately clicked up a notch. It wasn't bad. It was just like, I was like, oh, I'm capable of
not sitting in the corner anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, no, you've never had low self-esteem. Yeah, I feel, but I can lose that like a heartbeat. So if I have a big weekend, like a birthday, and I had one a couple of weekends ago, and I actually felt really bad about myself for doing it. I felt like I'd let myself down. Not because I'm stopping drinking, but I'm just trying to dial it back because there's so much to do.
100%.
So that's probably an instant thing. So is there anything new since last time or is it just really a multiplication of all the other things we went through?
Yeah, it's just everything's multiplied now. I feel like I'm steady, I'm stable. There's no questions about, am I going to have a drink or am I committed to the full 20 months? Like I'm in for the inch, I'm in for the mile.
Well, you've gone so far now. It would just be like, it'd be like your marathon training.
Yeah.
Like training for 5 months and then going, actually, no, I can't be asked. It would just be like heartbreaking.
100%. It's kind of like what you were just saying. You're dialing your socializing back because you want to focus on other things. I think the next step for me now is opening up some new avenues in life with all the extra time and energy and capacity. And that's where the exciting stuff will come.
Yeah.
I believe.
Have you tried one of these yet? I've got. This is you know one of the club members, Vivli. Right. So this is this measures your blood sugar level. So you wear it for 14 days. It's when you put it on, it's a needle, right? Ooh. And they say it won't hurt. So you put it on, you push it down. It hurts. I tell you, it hurts. But it measures everything and it tells you. And it's fascinating. My wife and I do it at the same time.
Wow.
And we've worked out that when she eats, her blood sugar drops, as opposed to spikes. Mine goes up. Mine stayed in the safe range the whole way, which is unusual because I'm not usually very consistent in anything, but it has. Whereas hers is quite drastic, and it just shows we're eating the same things, and that was why I wanted to try. It just shows how your body. You should do it. It's really interesting.
Who is it? Which member is it?
Vivli, Tim Veron.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah. He did it because he was type 2 diabetes. He used this to get rid of it, and then he's created a startup around it. We've had him on the show a few times, I think, and he's gone on Balance to Grind. He's a lovely guy. He trains at the gym. He trains at our gym. You'll see him in there. Yeah, you should get one.
No, I will.
It's super interesting. It's called Vivli. So what else did I want to talk about? There were some specific things. So sort of around this, and I was doing a little bit of a segue there. Food.
Yeah.
Has your taste buds changed? People say they come alive.
I have definitely. I've been doing a lot more cooking. I've got a bit of a sweet tooth now, speaking of blood sugar. Maybe that's just the body trying to replace the...
Yeah, well, there's a lot of sugar in alcohol, right? So maybe.
But yeah, no, doing a lot of cooking. Diet's been fantastic.
Yeah.
Just consistent because you're not craving that, comfort food. But you got to spoil yourself.
Less Uber Eats.
Yeah, very much so. Very much
what about, have you had, do you feel that some foods... I've been told this by other people, taste better. They taste more profound. I don't know, you enjoy your food more, you savor it more. Sometimes I think people just make this stuff up. Or have you just not really noticed that, you're just a bit more focused on food because you've probably got more time?
Yeah, I think I'm just focused more on food because I'm training for something. I've taken one step for my health, so it's kind of like, I may as well bundle that.
Well, that was my next question. Has it compounded you to want to do more things that are healthy?
100%.
So give me some examples.
I mean... Yeah, the diet's probably the big one, and then just some supplementing as well. So after the naturopath appointment, I got some choline supplements, which is apparently really good for the brain. Lots of omegas, which I think my genotype is typically low in.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to go do, which I do every year, but go do a full physical at the doctor just to get bloods done. And
I just did mine actually.
Yeah, it's a good thing to do once a year, right?
What about it? It's I've just hit 50. It's important now because apparently this is where it all goes wrong. I've basically the warranty's ended, right? So now I'm out of warranty.
Unsure.
Yeah. So what about mindfulness stuff? Because again, you've got a bit more time, particularly if you're not going as much, and you're living in Tamad, about 100 meters from me, right? So can you hear the ocean at night? It's amazing, right? So, even though it's getting colder. But have you started doing meditation or breath work? I really want to do some breath work or reading more, or I don't know. Is there anything more that's... I feel like once you get on a self-improvement journey, it becomes a little addictive.
Yeah, it definitely does. The reading's been a good one, and I think my attention span was shocking. I'd read 2-3 pages and then I'd find that I'd read a page and I was just thinking about something else the whole time.
That's shocking. You're thinking about drinking, that's what you're thinking about.
Yeah, definitely. But no, I'm tearing through the books now and I'm implementing, which means I'm taking it in.
Do you write in books when you read them? Because I know Dan does. I've seen Dan do that. I can't do that.
I don't. What I do is I put little folded pages for things that were really valuable so I can quickly come back to it.
Yep.
If I was like, there's a strategy chart that I really wanted to use and then I go to do the strategy,
yep,
that I can come back to it very easily, just like notes,
yep,
but not actually written. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, last time we got you some free non-alcoholic drinks.
You did, yeah. They're really good.
They are good. I forgot. They're really good. We sent some pictures out around that too.
Nice. What
have you tried? Because I've actually got it's not a drinks cabinet, it's a kitchen cabinet, but we'll call it a drinks cabinet because it makes my house sound fancy. But I've got non-alcoholic gin and all these. I'll be honest, I've had them a year and I haven't tried them. So that's pretty bad. But I'm imagining you've got an opportunity to try all these things. What have you discovered?
Only the beers are worthwhile, in my opinion. In my opinion. The wines are...
Oh, the wines, I think I've had the wines. They're awful.
They're just nothing. They don't have what you're looking
alcohol.
For. Yeah.
But they don't, I agree, the beers don't taste that different.
No.
In fact, really almost not at all.
Yeah.
But have you tried any of the non-alcoholic gins and spirits and stuff? Because there's a lot of them. I would love you to before the next one. In fact, maybe I should give you mine because I've had them for a year and I haven't even opened them. But yeah, they even make the bottles look similar so no one can know. But I'd be interested to know, how you feel about those, because there's this whole market now. It's just wild how big that market is. Yeah. I'd like you to review some of those products for us. And I'm sure if you do a good review, we'll get them to send you some free stuff. You've still got plenty of months left, so we'll see what we can get you.
Yeah, no, sounds good.
Okay, so I guess in terms of the reason that you've done this, are you pleased?
Yeah, 100%. Because it was all about, I felt like I wasn't fulfilling, I felt like I was doing very well, but I didn't feel like I was fulfilling my full potential. And, I'm 33, you're kind of, between now and sort of 55, 50? I was going to say
you just changed it. You were going to say 50. I know you were. Wow.
But no, I'm sure you know the feeling. You're at the peak of your powers. Probably not me at the peak of my powers yet, but you're moving in that direction.
Yeah.
And I want to make sure that I'm you're lapping up.
Maximizing
that. Yeah, 100%. Both in not just work, but personal life as well. So, and I feel like I am. I feel like I'm doing that. I feel like at the end of the 20 months, I'll be able to say I wouldn't be in such a good position and in such good shape personally, like both mentally and...
You should have done before and after pictures.
Yeah, 100%.
Has your skin cleared up? They thought... you never had bad skin, so I don't know.
I didn't know.
Is it just shinier? Looks shiny today.
Yeah, it's probably just a little bit shiny.
I can't wait for that 20th episode. I was wondering when we started this process.
At Burning Man.
That's a great idea. I was thinking that this might be the episode where you're sitting there sobbing and literally rocking. But no, you're good, which is great. So we're not going to have to go on that up and down journey. Hopefully it's all up. But I'm really looking forward to 20 months is still quite a long way away. So it's going to be fascinating. It really is, because it just seems to be constant improvement. So you're just going to fly in here on the last episode. We might have to do it outside somewhere amazing.
No, 100%.
Awesome.
Well, look, beer, of course, as well.
What alcoholic? You might never drink again. I mean, look at Miles. 4 years. He did 6 months. He did 4 years. So who knows? That's why we're following you, right?
Yeah.
Mate, thank you for coming again.
Absolutely.
It's good to see that you're all going in the right direction, and that we haven't got a sobbing ant. No. Although that would have made great TV. So we're doing this sort of every 8 weeks or so. So you'll be hitting that magic 6 month mark.
Yeah, it'll be 6 months next round.
So 10 months will be halfway. Was it 20 months exactly?
Pretty much.
Yeah. So that'll be the halfway mark. So we'll do something special for that episode.
Sounds like
but great to have you on again. Can't wait to see what happens next time.
Yeah, some new developments, I think.
Yeah, well, there's 2 things you're going to tell us about, right?
Yeah, we'll save them for the next one.
Okay, all right. Well, I like the cliffhanger. It keeps the audience going. All right, we'll see you soon.
Cheers, Gracie.
Thanks.
Cheers.